Back in 1987, an 11-year-old girl had just arrived in a new country. She didn't know anybody, didn't know any of the language, completely new culture, completely foreign to her, except for her neighbor. Her neighbor was another American, a boy just about the same age. And they would go out and ride bikes in the park near her house. The park, I think, was about twice the size of Central Park in New York. A very large facility. And one day when they were riding, the little girl fell off her bike. As she was riding across the bridge, she fell off her bike into the river below. The river, because it was the dry season, was covered in rocks. She fell head first onto the rocks, and her bike fell on top of her. The friend went and got the father, who then came to check on his daughter. The ambulance was there, attracting a lot of attention. And the girl had jumped up and said, "I'm fine, I'm fine." Unbeknownst to her, half her face was missing. When the father showed up, he was in shock. He walks the daughter back to their house, quizzing her along the way. "So, what day is today?" "Tuesday," the girl said. "No, it's Sunday. Remember, we went to church today." "Oh, that's right." "What dress did your mother wear to church today?" "The pink one," she said. No, your mother didn't go to church today." "Oh, that's right." "What day is today?" "Thursday?" "No, it's Sunday. Remember, we went to church today." "Oh, yeah, that's right." "What color dress did your mom wear to church today?" "The yellow one." "No, your mother didn't go to church today." "Oh, that's right. What day is today?" "Saturday?" And this went on and on. The dad's now getting afraid because his 11-year-old daughter is obviously in shock and has suffered a severe amount of head trauma. Come to find out, once she got to the emergency room, she had knocked 4 front teeth out of her mouth, and there were extensive surgeries and stitches in order to repair the damage that was done to her face. She was out of school for 2 full months, waiting for it to heal. In between times, going to the doctors and going to surgeons and going to the dentists and everyone else. When she finally went back to school, her face was still covered in bandages. And as an 11-year-old girl, you know, children can be cruel. Some of the local bullies broke into the nurse's office, stole a bunch of Band-Aids, and stuck them all over their faces, and said, "We're trying to get attention too. Look at us. We're trying to be the center of attention here too." The little girl was so upset, she didn't even make it through the first full day of school. And she ran home crying. And I'll never forget what my father said to me that day. He said, "You can either choose to identify yourself with the names that those girls call you, or you can look in your heart and you can identify yourself as the person who lives in there." And I kind of listened, but you know what? Several years later, I was told, women don't make good real estate investors. They buy on emotion, not based on numbers. Women aren't successful at real estate, and I proved them wrong. They said women don't make good business owners because they're too emotional. They don't have planning. They don't have strategies. They like to go off on a whim, and oh, when the time of the month comes, forget about it. Women usually fail at business, and I proved them wrong. They said women will not come and sit in a group like this and learn about business. Women don't want to know, and we proved them wrong. If you're not getting the support that you need at home or from your family or from your friends, the names that they use to talk about you and your business, you cannot define yourself that way. That's why you come to this meeting. That's why you come to these groups, is because there are women in here who want you to succeed just as bad as they want to succeed. And they're willing to help you do whatever it is that you need to do in order to make that happen. And it was important enough that I hear it over and over and over today. I'm not getting the support that I need at home, that I needed to share that story with you guys and remind you that the names that people use to describe whatever business that it is that you're in, or whatever it is that you do, you can't attach yourself to those names. Zig Ziglar says failure is an event, not a person. Yesterday ended last night. Today is my brand new day, and it's going to be magnificent. And you've got to keep that in mind the next time that the naysayers and the dream stealers and the tire kickers come and they want to beat you down and tell you that you cannot do whatever it is that you have decided to do.